This is Another News for Friday, November 4th, 2011. Another News is brought to you by Talking People. This would be a lot quieter if we weren't talking. Welcome to Another News. I'm Iyaz Tony.
I'm Tony Wayne.
I'm Liz Romero.
And this is the show where we dig a little deeper into the nooks and crannies of tech. It's like an English muffin. We're just kind of getting there, and there's a large fly going around because we are also fly infested. This is an extremely alpha show. We talk about tech stories that might have gotten buried during the week. First up, I'm sure everyone has noticed this. It's the Google Reader redesign, but people might not have noticed that there was a critique by a former Reader product manager, and it's pretty hard to miss this one. Brian Shee wrote a detailed blog post, like over 1,000 words, explaining what a mess Google Reader is. He pointed out simple things like, hey, there's a lack of reading real estate. Like if you take a look at this image, you can see, or if you use Reader, up top is a ton of white space, a big search bar, and the space to read, really, really tiny. He also noticed how it was lacking color. They removed the blue links. Everything is kind of gray now, which is kind of depressing. Also, the ridiculous red subscribe button, the option you probably use the least, is up there. You guys trying out Google Reader right now, and you're enjoying the redesign?
I think that face says it all.
We need a shot of Tony, please.
That's not me.
Yeah, so apparently it makes you turn into
Pucker?
a blow-up doll.
Oh, I was saying pucker face, but you just brought it to a new level.
I was about to try it, and then I was editing This Week in Google, and I listened to an hour and a half about how bad it is, and I did not try it.
You haven't tried the new Reader, so you haven't...
Purposely, I know.
You've been using the Reader?
I never really used the Reader. I would always just go to everyone's individual sites. I would make sense to use it, but I don't have to be keeping up on certain stories that come the sites. I like to look at the presentation. I like to look if new things are up. I'd rather not go to the Reader. But
so you get to avoid this entire horrible redesign that all of us are going through.
I knew
on
this.
the news team and on everywhere else.
Yeah.
So you managed to avoid the pain.
Oh yeah.
And just the trauma of this incredible white space.
I use RSS Reader, so I'm a huge fan of Flipboard. So.
Yeah, Flipboard. That's a decent, different take on this. And Reader is just very, very. We're going to unify all the interfaces. It's going to look exactly the same as all the others, but it doesn't really work. But the fact that an ex-product manager is saying negative things about it, they said, look, Reader was never really well designed. Like, it wasn't very pretty, but it was functional. This thing is losing function because of the need to go all gray and black and white.
Well, because they're trying to unify it with everything else. I understand that, but it's still...
But the spacing is all wrong.
But man...
You want to...
maybe Brian was just kind of bitter because he was removed from the project.
You think it's a bitterness thing?
Former...
Well, yeah, he left Google. He didn't say he was fired from Google because he didn't
Well, he's no longer on the project. So.
Right, he's obviously not on the project, and that's why it's pretty hideous. Talking about pretty hideous, let's talk about Sony.
I love Sony.
Well, you're not gonna like this news.
That's what I was thinking in my head. I love Sony.
They just announced some really horrible earnings for the quarter and projected year. They're expected to lose for the year $1.2 billion. That's after they lost 27 billion yen for the quarter. Now, they've cut annual sales targets for TVs, personal computers, compact cameras, Blu-rays, so pretty much everything. On the plus side, Sony PS3 has sold a total of 56 million units. That's almost as good as the Xbox 360 at 57.3 million. The Wall Street Journal got a great quote on this. If profit centers determine what a company is, when Sony is Sony is a financial firm and movie studio, not a manufacturer of consumer electronics. So now, I'd like to play a quick game of word association. You guys ready for word association?
Fly.
What's the first word?
Fly.
Fly.
What's the
Fly.
Alpha show, we still have flies and bugs. Anyway, first word that comes to mind when I say the word Sony.
Tony.
Sony.
TV.
Now, their TVs...
Okay, this is back when, growing up. Like, we had a TV in every single room when I was growing up. We had one in the kitchen. We had one in the den. We had one, like...
How did you afford all those TVs?
They were all Sony TVs?
They were all Sony TVs.
Ooh,
they were always
expensive.
Sony TVs, because we're like the little TV family. Like, my dad, growing up, collected, like, here's a collection of Disney movies for my daughter. For, when they have kids and stuff like that. Like, we were...
Ooh.
It almost took a dive.
What you didn't see there was a laptop getting smacked, and so
it's brand new.
It's very easy to just. And there goes a quarter. this is a well-produced program, ladies and gentlemen. But the thing is, Sony's television unit has lost for 8 consecutive quarters. They posted losses, and they've just spun out their TV division into 3 different divisions. Not spun out, but they've created 3 different divisions, hoping to figure out...
They're spreading the love.
Well, just because they're trying to figure out where all the inefficiencies are. This is it looks really bad. Okay, another word association. Sony PS3.
Don't have it.
What?
What? You
do
don't have
that again. Do that again.
word association time.
Okay.
Again, another Sony product.
Okay.
Sony PS3. Blu-ray.
Hacked.
You think hacked first thing. Oh, that's not good. That means you've been paying attention to the tech news, that whole
Yeah, no,
thing.
I don't have an Xbox or a PS, and that was the whole thing that I was kind of like this with the PS and the Xbox, and then after all the hacking, I'm like, I think I'm going to go with the Xbox R2D2 style. I know you love it.
I'm not
I know
getting
you
back.
love it.
I'm not getting back
So
into
this
that.
1.2 billion loss is all of their divisions, all their movies.
That's
and everything.
Sony as a whole. That's for the financial
So
year.
it might not be as bad as it sounds.
What do you mean? How could it not be as bad as it
Because there's
sounds?
so many divisions at Sony that we're talking about. They're losing money in this.
Yep. And TVs and other things. So the only things making money are the movie studios. That's not very useful when you are a consumer electronics company. Like, remember, like the TV, like it should say right here on the TV, it could say Sony, but it doesn't.
Well, it does. We just covered it up.
Well, they can't compete. That's one of the biggest issues with televisions right now, because Sony's a premium brand. They want to charge a ton of money for a television, but they can't compete with companies like Vizio and Westinghouse even, which is a real problem because they don't have low-end TVs.
Well,
So-
ever since the economy hit, we can't afford to just go for the brand anymore. Before, we were able to do that, like, I'm going to go for the brand because I know it's dependable. It's going to last me for years. Those Sony TVs, we still have some of them, like, in the miscellaneous rooms that haven't been upgraded to the flat screens.
You have CRTs at home?
Oh, heck yeah. And then my
They're
friends...
too heavy to move.
No,
That's
they're
why-
too heavy to move.
Yeah.
And then the ones that my friends were like, we gave them to them. I have, like, 2 of my friends that have my old Sonys.
And really quick before we move on, the
Oh.
57.3 million sold for Xbox, that's really only half, because everybody I know who has an Xbox bought 2. So
Because the first one kind of died on them.
yeah, they all died.
Microsoft also had a 1-year jump on the Sony PS3. So the
Yeah.
fact that Sony's catching up is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something completely different. You guys use cloud services? You guys, put your documents and photos and stuff in theirs? No, you don't do that.
Dropbox.
There's Dropbox, there's Box.net, there's like Google Docs. There's so many different places where you can put your documents. And there's a company out there, a new site called Joku, not to be confused with Jaiku, which was just recently killed by Google. Joku basically will index your Google Docs, Dropbox, and Box.net accounts. And so you can find everything on one site. There's one free version of it, and there's a couple of paid tiers. So if you want to have a desktop client, you can have that for a little bit extra money. The real crux of this whole thing is that when you want to find, like, I don't know, your photos or something, you have one site to go to, even if you've dispersed it everywhere. I mean, would you guys... I know I would love this because I don't know where half my photos are. They're either on Dropbox. Box.net just gave me 50 gigabytes, so I'm probably going to use them more. And I have some miscellaneous junk in Google Docs.
Is today pucker face for you?
This is the reaction. Can we get a reaction of Tony here? Or?
He's... Okay, fine. Fine, Tony. Make me look like an insane person. That's not kosher.
And if you're listening to the audio-only version of this on twit.am, you missed quite the face. So we definitely suggest...
His face.
Yes, you missed the face.
I just don't understand why we need this.
Well, for instance, at the TD station, it'd be good. We have so much different stuff in different places. It'd be nice to have it in one unified place.
But you'll never find it because it's
You want to find it? Why?
because you're searching through all these.
Well, it's searching for you. It's indexed all of it. It's almost like a spotlight search, or like it's treating the internet or these 3 sites as like your local computer, and it's doing the search for you.
Tony doesn't like it.
Okay.
He likes to look in a million places.
You want to spend all your time. Is that on a Box.net? Is that on Dropbox? Is that
It's
on
all
Google
in
Docs?
Dropbox.
Oh, okay. You're a
You're a
loyalist.
fanboy of Dropbox.
Long-term user. I mean,
Well, that's the thing. Since I recently got a new laptop, I need to get rid of the old prehistoric laptop and the old, I have a prehistoric HP computer desktop. Yes, I do. So I need to actually find something to actually put all the photos, everything, take them out of there, and I might use this if it's good.
See, that's like, Box.net ran that promotion where you get 50 free gigabytes, and now I still have a 2.5 gigabyte on Dropbox, but I don't want to move everything. But having one service that can just check out everything would be nice. But I like this idea because the thing is, there's always different cloud services coming out, and if they grow a bit, maybe they'll index more and more sites. I'm a very, I guess, fickle person. I'll switch services a lot. You see that?
I'm too lazy to put everything, different places.
Too lazy.
Everything just
You're
goes
too
in the
efficient.
Dropbox. So,
Too efficient.
And now would be a time for an ad if we had a real sponsor. But we'll just plug unitedmooncolonies.squarespace.com. Now, if you were following Tony or Tom Merritt on Twitter, you might have seen that Tom did a reading of this over at a library, which was live streamed. So if you wanted to hear Tom, just hear him read his own work.
Even the girl voices?
The first chapter. No, it was all guys in the first chapter.
Oh, come on.
How convenient.
What the? I got gypped.
No spoilers.
But if you don't want to listen to his voice, you can just read the book yourself. You can buy it. You can pay for. I think you get a free version of it as a PDF. If you want to get a print version, it's $12. Check it out. UnitedMoonColonies.squarespace.com. And if you wanted to know about moon colonies that are united, I think this is the book for you.
This is the book.
This is definitely it. This is definitely it.
Book.
Oh.
Let's talk a little bit about health. There's a new app by Massive Health. I want you to be honest about what you eat. It's called the Eatery.
Sorry.
Here's how it works. Here's how it works. You take a picture of your food, okay, and you rate it on a scale of fit to fat. So, like, in this picture, they have, I think that's a tomato.
Tomato.
I don't like tomatoes.
It's tomato, actually.
Okay, whatever it is. Okay, and you can say if it's fit or fat. And what you do is you share this information with friends who can rate the foods that you're eating as also fit or fat. Now, you can also see on this little graph that's for the week how healthy you've been eating for the week. This guy's 66% healthy. That's nice for them. Do you guys feel comfortable sharing what you eat with your friends and then they're judging you on this app? Would that make you eat healthier, or would you just photograph the healthy foods?
So you're giving your friends more reason to judge you.
Yes, that's exactly what this does.
And it's a social network for your food.
You
You
don't like this idea?
It's interesting. It's a very interesting
I don't
idea.
like it at all. I think if they had it so that I'm not
It's very interesting. I'm not a fan of it, but
well, I would think it would be much better if they actually had it so that you take a picture and then it kind of has its own rating for you. It's not something where your friends rate it. It's where it brings up.
No,
like,
but see, I think that there are apps like that are coming out, but you need to do.
Evil.
Well, the thing is, what if you thought this thing was really healthy, and your friend's like, "Wait a minute, Liz, that's not healthy at all. You can't think a triple cheeseburger is healthy."
But
Okay, well, that's just they got a lot more problems.
what if you're eating a broccoli and obviously healthy for you, but then your friends don't like broccoli, they'll give you a 0.
Okay. Well, then you got to talk to your friends, right? Now you have a conversation starter the next time you're there.
Those are the friends you invite to this social network. Then no,
That's true.
you don't.
Yeah, I mean, this is its own little entity. This is the Eatery. I mean, I would like to try it. I think it would keep me a little bit
Can
more
I judge
honest.
you? Can I be the person who rates your food?
Well, the thing is, normally I'm not
Me and
just.
Tony will rate your food. Come on, buddy, we'll do it. No, never mind. It's just me.
You'd be like, why doesn't when I don't update it for days, you'll wonder why I haven't eaten.
I wouldn't think
Like,
you're Gandhi.
probably
You're doing
dead.
Gandhi. No, you're protesting.
I'm just lazy. I probably won't be taking pictures of my food. That's the thing. Like, oh, this is a great shot. Look at this. Look at this fantastic portion. What if I move the camera way back and it looks like a tiny bit of spaghetti, but it's actually a plate the size of Tony's head?
That'd be fantastic.
You see?
It's like Lord of the Rings.
we could game the system, and you could see if you're eating very healthy. If you want to be more passive, though, on your rating of foods or your health, AT&T is selling clothing soon.
Oh.
Okay, health tracking clothing. So, okay, so there's an image of an Under Armour piece of equipment, and there's a little 3G radio in there. And what it would do, it would measure biometrics. So, AT&T thinks that this would be great for like first responders or firemen or police officers, the military, and also senior citizens who aren't supposed to be wandering around. Apparently,
Wrangle them in.
Does it have a GPS tracker?
it
built
does
in?
have GPS.
Oh, okay.
It does have it's always communicating with AT&T.
It looks like an Iron Man. Like that could be like your little.
It kind of does. But
I am
do
Tony
you
Stark.
want to
Cool.
you want to strap a cellular device to your body?
We can have a new
all the
place that
time?
cancer could go.
We
and be
kind of
created.
already carry our phone everywhere.
Okay.
So it's.
Double the pleasure.
Right on the chest, though.
I don't want to sign a 2-year contract for this, so I don't think I'll ever use
I already
this.
signed you up for it though. You didn't know I had your social security? It's okay. Shh.
That's okay. Well, just you won't notice.
Actually, Jawbone, Leo mentioned this yesterday. Jawbone is actually coming out with something similar with this, except
Just
you
a
actually
bracelet.
control it. It's a
Ah,
bracelet you wear, and then I'm sure you guys talked about it on.
Nope.
Okay.
but we can talk about it now. Let's go off script entirely. Jawbone up is what you're talking about, right?
Well, Leo's going to be getting it. I think he's going to actually do it on Weekly Daily Gizwiz.
Now, it's a little wristband that communicates with an iPhone app.
Yeah, iPhone.
And well, let's try to get
this is the thing that I'm interested in, because we'll actually show like how your sleep is, what you're eating, how you're doing. I know sometimes I'm waking up like at least 6 times at night. I'd like to know.
How does it work? Is it Bluetooth? Is it always using Bluetooth? How is it communicating with?
Magic.
Probably Magic.
Magic.
The Magic protocol. I forgot about
Magic is only people that science people understand.
That's not it at all.
Yeah.
It's the Jawbone up. Come on, Jeff.
I don't think this
Pick
is...
it up.
Or if you were
it's not out yet, is it?
What's that?
Is it already for sale?
That's coming out on the 6th or something. There's the website from Human Telope, jawbone.com/up. And the idea, like I saw the ad for this, and the idea that it's tracking your sleep, I think that's useful.
I like that.
But I mean, if you like metrics, this is the kind of thing. Like, you don't want to track it yourself. You're like, I went to sleep at this particular time, and I woke up at this time. I guess it's measuring all kinds of feedback. I mean, biofeedback. I mean, if it's figuring out how you're sleeping or when you're sleeping, I'm just wondering how much active things do you have to do to make it know that you're eating now or you're sleeping now? What is it picking up, and how is it doing it? And how do you recharge it? Because it says wear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the ad. So
maybe they're disposable.
They're disposable.
Looks like you just have to take pictures of everything that you eat. That's what it's going to do.
No, this person is taking a picture, and that's going to communicate with the wristband. There we go. To become a healthier you.
Healthier,
Yeah,
I want to get it so therefore I can track how many bounces I do per day.
Oh.
If you guys don't know, if you haven't watched on the drop cam, Liz sits on an exercise ball, and it's kind of like a metronome.
Isn't it about like 60 bounces a minute?
People are saying 69 bounces a minute. Yeah.
So
that's like on a good day.
Let's watch the ad here.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
No, that's it. So yeah, I'm having to take pictures. Oh no, with my white iPhone. I need to get a new one. Darn it.
It won't work with any other kind of iPhone.
Mm-hmm. I need the whiteness.
So they don't have one for Android yet, right? So,
I don't know.
No, I don't think so. I love. Oh yes, can we mouth her? I just love this thing. It's fantastic. Everything is good and jolly. I have the Fitbit now. Thank you.
Not the Fitbit.
I have the up thing. Sorry.
Look, the cameraman's going up.
Okay, that was like 2 seconds worth of actual knowledge right there. Besides her.
Well, it's going to cost $100. And I mean, what's your sleep worth to you? Do you sleep well?
Nope.
I mean, you've got to get up for a morning show on a Friday.
Me and Jammerby have to get one.
So clearly, we could actually track you to make sure you didn't sleep well, because you are really punchy.
Oh, maybe I should try this.
Yes,
yeah.
We should. This is the experiment we should run here. Yeah. Now, if you guys don't know, Tony, when he doesn't sleep, is very, very talkative the next day.
And very sharp, yeah.
Very punchy.
Can we have it so that when he starts to sleep, we can somehow shock him through the collar? Or the
that's a wristband. The collar is probably coming out eventually. That's a whole other product.
It could be like a choker. It could work. Oh.
Let's just move past this entirely. Let's just talk about Marvel Comics, because I want to.
Yes.
We're going to skip the SDK thing, Jeff.
Oh.
Marvel doing the same thing as DC. They're going to release all their comic books same day as print digitally. So we're going to be able to access X-Men, Spider-Man, Wolverine in the X-Men, which I don't understand why that's a title now.
They have everything for Wolverine. His origins, his son, who's a...
Don't say it.
Yeah,
his sideburns.
Yes, he's a hardcore. He's doing stuff.
Now, Liz, you're a collector of things.
Yes.
You like things like...
I like things.
Like DVDs and Blu-rays and
Yes.
things. Would this make you want to buy your X-Men comic books on the Kindle Fire?
Yeah.
Or would you want to still go to the store to have the paper?
Well, I'm one of those people where, like, there's certain series where I have so many of them already in paper where I only have a few that I'm missing that I'm going to want to just get those in paper. But certain series where I didn't really get a chance to really get them all, I'd probably just go digital now. Like, I still have all my Uncanny X-Men. I still have them all. They're still all wrapped up in their sleeves and precious and glorious to me. But I'm not those ones, I don't have the money to just rebuy them all and stuff like that.
It's too bad you can't get like a credit for all your old comic books. But like, look, I have the actual paper.
They do have the new ones, at least. The newer ones that you are buying, they are having some type of code where you're able to get a digital file of it as well. So you're actually, they have DVDs. You buy a DVD, you're going to get a digital copy of it as well. They're doing that with comic books now, which is fun. I can tell Tony's excited. Look at that face. Shh.
Does this keep you out of comic book stores, or do you like the camaraderie?
Do you even go to them? I go to them and get stuff. Like, I will go to Chicago. I will go to random places and find, like, the mysterious comic book shop that's in a weird, creepy place and go in there and just run around like a kid in a candy shop. And I do
that in Best Buy.
You do that in Best Buy. You don't do this in comic book shops.
But, you know, going to a physical store is really for discovery, right? So, because...
Well, there's like a couple Gen 13s and like Witchblades that I don't have that I have like everything else. So I'm going to go to the random comic book shop and see if it has it.
But you always see, when you're in the store, you always see, oh, look, I didn't know they made a comic for CSI or, you know.
There's a CSI comic book?
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird comic
I wasn't
books.
aware of that at all.
I think there is. I just made that up.
I don't know. I mean, I could see getting this. Like, I love this idea because if there's a delay, I mean, when DC did it, I thought this was a great thing because that way you don't have to go to a store. You don't have to find a place that carries the stuff. Nothing's ever sold out because you can always download it. And you don't have to worry about bagging and boarding. If like I used to be a comic book nerd. I used to have the long boxes, and I
still have those.
Every bag and the one piece of Scotch tape, and you know, or the two, depending on how you're feeling that day.
Depends on which one.
And then the comic books would change sizes from Silver Age to not an issue with these kinds of things. But I like the digital versions of things, so I'm glad that Marvel Comics is getting on board with this. Although their comic books, the digital ones, are sometimes somewhat animated, which I don't like. They do things like add sound effects.
I just want it to be, especially like the old school and Uncanny ones, I don't want them to touch Jim Lee's stuff. Like, I don't want them to animate it. I want it to be exactly the way I remember my childhood. They can't ruin my childhood.
I'm sure you could turn off the animations. So
okay, I can.
I know
sleep
on
now.
the iPad, like if you're using the comic app from I think Comixology, you can choose to flip yourself or have it play for you. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for all these old comics to come out digitally, and I don't know if that's going to be an issue for them. Like, I would like to read the whole series of Dragon Ball, or I'm trying to start reading Akira over there, the Brian's Loaning Me, and it's kind of...
What drives me nuts about these, like, if you want to buy like a trade paperback, like a collected edition, there doesn't seem to be a discount.
Right.
Like when you buy a trade paperback, you have to pay for each individual issue at about $3. Like I wanted to buy, it was like Dark Knight Returns, like just the old series, but they only sold it, DC did, individually, and not as a collected edition, which I don't understand why they would do that. Maybe that's changed since I checked, but they should have discounts for those kinds of things. Let's talk about Kickstarter projects that Tony will be super excited about. It is a Kickstarter project that's going to add Bluetooth and waterproofing to your Nano Watch.
Tony! Wait, you don't have it? Oh, son of a... Really? Really?
The one day where you're not wearing your Nano Watch is the day I bring this story up.
The day I'm not wearing, yeah.
So here's the deal. You know how people use iPod Nanos as watches. They don't have Bluetooth attached to it or built in. So if you want to listen to music on it, you have to put in wired headphones to your wrist, which makes you look like a fool. I gotta say, Tony, you gotta stop wearing those giant
You look like a marionette. Look like a marionette.
Yeah, okay, all right.
And also add some waterproofing. Would you be interested in this kind of thing? Would you want Bluetooth?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
So this Bluetooth is only really for your headphones?
Yes.
Yeah. No.
You still want to attach it? You don't listen to music on yours, I bet.
I do when I'm running, and I kind of...
You're going like this?
I need to get back into running. Oh, we're listening to this guy. Oh.
Well, they've only raised $723 of their goal. They need $17,000 to make these things. I just threw a link in the chat room. Just look up, I guess, what is it, Scully Boom? This is the proof, sealed multi-touch watch kit for iPod Nano. It's not the prettiest looking thing because it's got to be waterproof. But, I mean, this is something that should exist.
Oh, look at that glorious water.
Because, you know, you might go swimming with your iPod Nano watch.
Then you would need waterproof...
Headphones.
Yeah, Bluetooth headphones. I don't think anybody makes that.
Waterproof Bluetooth headphones. I don't know if that's a thing.
Yeah.
It might be a thing. I don't know.
We have another Kickstarter we have to do now, guys.
There you go. Now, we're starting a whole other economy right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, because what the...
Oh, he's washing the dishes.
There's also,
that's why you would do it. I thought you were going to a hot tub. Does it withstand heat? I would like to know that.
There's also various degrees of waterproofing. I don't know if... Because I collect a lot of watches, so I know that, you know, submergible for 100 meter is really... It's okay to wash your dishes.
I just want to know if we can go in a hot tub. That's all that matters to me.
I don't know.
If you go in a hot tub, then I'm sold.
I don't know if like the Nano can handle that on its own.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it.
You just keep your wrist out.
Like
also,
this.
if you go back to that video, Jeff.
What about the video?
Well, if you see that dongle, it's like sticking out and digging into your wrist. It's really
you have to attach. It's a Bluetooth adapter.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not.
The adapter really should be the other way. If you rotate it 90 degrees.
Well, couldn't you do that anyway? Can you rotate the iPod watch face?
Oh, I guess you could. So you wear it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But look, there's different colors. Your Bluetooth adapter can be.
Ooh, with your different outfits, Tony. You could color coordinate. Oh, you're so happy.
Look at that.
The watch design is pretty.
Yeah, it's a little janky looking.
Simple.
You know what? This would make a lot more sense if Tony just wore his watch. I blame you, Tony, for this not making sense. I'm distraught.
I didn't look at the Kickstarter story.
That's okay. I just added it this morning. So.
Okay, good. I didn't see it either.
My bad.
Okay, I think that's gonna do it for us. You know, if there's a story you think should get the spotlight, you know, some little tiny story. What's the matter? We know.
We didn't tell.
Oh, okay.
Error.
Well, anyway.
Do we have a voicemail?
There's no voicemail. Oh. If there's a story you think we should talk about, email us at ionswit@gmail.com. Or you could leave us a voicemail. Now get this. If you call 321-22-OTHER, it's going to ring this phone.
I tried it. It doesn't work.
This is my desk phone. Okay, so you might actually talk to me. Now, whether I will speak to you is a whole other issue. But
if I hear it, I'll run over and tackle him and just take up the phone.
But if you want to leave a voicemail, you can. Or you could actually end up calling us. Now, we talked about actually taking calls live on the air, but I don't know how to mic it up properly.
That's I do. You could have told me that.
Just do this. You want to call 321-22-OTHER? Anybody right now?
Put it on speakerphone and then we can.
There's a way to speaker it.
Quick, someone call it.
Call now. We can talk about one of the stories that
Supplies
we just
are limited.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about the waterproof?
Let me see. There's a way to speaker.
Watch.
You're asking me?
No, I'm calling.
I'll give them a topic.
Yeah, call us and talk to us about.
Yeah, what's your opinion on? There it goes.
Holy cannoli!
Oh.
How does it loud on? Hello. Did that work?
Hello.
Oh, got denied.
Put it on speaker.
I did.
It was
loud on.
Then it went away.
No, back.
I didn't do anything.
What'd you do?
Nothing.
Darn it, Iyaz.
See, now once we figure that out, you'll actually be able to call us on the air.
Yeah.
There we go again. So we
yeah. And then loud on. That's it.
Hello? See, it just beeps at me.
Oh.
Hey, take this, because Ring Central is driving me nuts. I don't use phones.
Who is doing this to us? Why?
Well,
it's like a fax. Oh, son of a gun.
It's going to voicemail, says Big Ginge.
It's going to voicemail.
I did it. It worked fine. Remember I called you?
Yeah, and it worked.
Okay, what the F?
We're going to go test that out some more. But theoretically, you should get somebody. And if you don't, you'll be on the voicemail and we'll have something to talk about in the communication segment.
Oh, what the? It's giving our voicemail.
So, okay, there's probably too many people calling out at the same time, so it's going to
more
voicemail.
than one. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for this recorded episode. We're going to keep talking a bit.
I'm going to test this out, too.
Bye, everybody. Keep your eye on the news, please.
Son of a gun!